Shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, HaKodash. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS. Peace, honor, and respect to you brothers that's out there laboring, edifying, rightly dividing the word and truth and sincerity. And shalom to you believers out there, the Aki and Wa'agwa. And this lesson is not going to be long. I wanted to share this story with you brothers and sisters out there. So the other day, I was on my way back from work. I was taking the train home. So I'm at the train station, and this guy, black dude, so-called black, he seemed like, he probably had like something going on with his mental, like he wasn't all the way there. And he was walking towards me. He was like, "Hey, brother," he kind of was mumbling, but I made out what he said. He was like, "Hey, brother, can I use your phone, make a call real quick? You can put it on speaker and hold it." So I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? So he told me, he told me the number. I called it. I put it on speakerphone. And he was calling his father. And his father picked up. He like, "Hey, Pops, hey." And they was like, "Oh, hey, man, I ain't talked to you in a long time. Where you been?" And the guy was talking about how he was in jail and he was just, I guess he was from Miami because the area code was a Miami area code. And I heard him ask, like, "What's going on in Miami?" So he was telling his pops, because his pops was like, "I ain't heard from you in like a month, man. I wanted to know if you was all right." So he was like, "Hey," the first thing this dude asked his pops was, he said, "Pops, what's the 12 tribes of Yehuda?" I'm thinking in my mind, like, what? Because I know he was going on, but I knew what he was trying to say. He was trying to ask, like, what was the 12 tribes of Israel? That's the first thing he asked his pops. And I'm thinking, like, why would he ask his, I'm making a call for him, but this is like the first thing he asked his dad, like to remind him what was the 12 tribes. But he said Yehuda, you know what I'm saying? And he was going off, but it started clicking to me. I'm like, wow, like, when, because everything's spiritual. I'm like, this is what he want to know. Like, this is the first thing he asked him about the 12 tribes. And his father was like, I can't remember all of them. He was like, it's Judah, it's Benjamin. He started kind of going into them. But he was like, yeah, I don't know all of them. He was like, oh, okay. And he was like, then he started talking to his pops and like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know I was all right." And his father was like, cool. And he asked about Miami and all of that. And then before he got off the phone again, he kind of asked him again, like, no. Then he said, before that though, he was like, "Shalom, peace, king. Shalom, peace, king." And his father was like, "Shalom, peace, king. Shalom, peace." And I'm like, what in the world? Like, so I got Psalms 85 pulled up. All right. Psalms 85 and 11, it says what? Well, let me start at 10 because it said, "Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other," right? And that's us getting this truth. Even though, he was off, it was the point of look at what he wanted to know. So obviously him and his father, they must be into the scripture some type of way. Obviously that dude, and he wasn't coming from the Christian point of, he didn't say Jesus. He was saying shalom, and he was kind of trying to use the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? And that's mercy and truth are met together, right? This Lord giving us this truth, waking up the Israelites, man. That's mercy, man. That's mercy. Like this dude, and out of all the people that was at that train station, he came to me. You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately that was his instructions for the day, for us to meet up at that particular time, him to ask me about to use the phone, me to let him use the phone, me to listen to his conversation by default. And, so, hey, brothers and sisters, man, the Lord it's a miracle what the Lord have done. Because again, I'm going to say, even though he said the 12 tribes of Yehuda, you get it, you get it. And it's just crazy. Like, when have Israelites, so-called black people, I'm going to say, just off the rip, like you can just meet a stranger and they get to talking about, because that wasn't the first time I was out in public and heard somebody saying, oh, his real name is not Jesus, his name is Yahushua. Now they going off, but it's the point of people, what I'm saying, gravitating to it. And it's more than just knowing the name and all of that. It's other things into it, but the point is, the Lord have worked a great work. Verse 11, truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven. Truth. That you just had Putin open up those vaults. And I mean, us in the know, we've been through all of the biblical patriarchs and Yahushua and heaven. We've been through they was, men of color. But that's that truth springing out of the earth, man. All right, this word in its purest form. Lo and behold, the guy, some stranger, first thing I noticed, he said, Shalom, peace, king, to his father. Shalom. And his father said it back. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, he Israelite. I mean, he an Israelite anyway, but I'm just saying, like, he must be, you know what I'm saying? When you hear shalom by a stranger, you just ought to, your wheels gonna get to turning. Like, wait a minute. Then he was like, hey, pops, what's the 12 tribes of Yehuda? And I was just like, at first I was like, why is he? But then I just like, you know what? This spiritual. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let him, let me listen in on this, because everything happened for a reason. And another thing, I was like, he called his pops, man, and us as black men, so-called black men, that relationship between father and son is very special, and it, a lot of our brothers didn't have that relationship or don't have that relationship. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna let him. I'm glad he called his pops, man. I'm gonna let him take his time and talk to his pops about whatever it is going on. You know what I'm saying? No matter how long I had to stand there, I wasn't gonna interrupt their conversation. You know what I'm saying? So Psalms 85, truth shall spring up out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down. Now, when you go, because the thing about it is, and see, this devil Esau trying to shoot rockets at the eclipse, and all the madness that he's into. Why is that? Because he know he got a short time. Nah, but the Lord, see, Isaiah 55, it says what? Verse 10, it says, for his rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth in bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. This word is accomplishing everything is planned. It is meant to accomplish, I'm going to say. That's why we woke up. That's why a stranger just walked up to me. Told him, can I use your phone? He's saying he using the Hebrew. He asking about the 12 tribes. All right. That's us waking up, man. Because in the kingdom, we all going to be kings and priests, man. And before that brother left, I was like, hey, bro. I'm like, you Haitian? He was like, no. I'm like, you so-called black? He like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you Judah, bro. I'm like, you Judah. I'm like, in the world to come, man, we going to be good. That's all. I left him with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we going to be good. He was like, yeah, good. Yeah, bro. But I don't think he had all his mental faculties, but he sure asked about them 12 tribes. You know what I'm saying? It shall, and continuing on verse 11, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. And that was a little faith booster for me, man, because he could have asked about anything. And he asked about the tribes, and he said, hey, Pops, how you? Then he was like he made a mistake. Then he was like, no, shalom, peace, king, shalom, peace, king. He was like, yeah, shalom. His father said it back. And I was like, man, this Israel is waking up, man. Even though he said 12 tribes of Yehuda, which, Yahweh is Judah, he was a little off. And like I said, again, I don't think he was all the way there mentally. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord touch who he touch. You know what I'm saying? That brother, he probably know a little something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the first thing he asked. It's about the 12 tribes, man. All right? And that's that word going out, accomplishing what the Lord pleases. And what is it accomplishing? Waking up his people and turning them back. Now I want to go here, because this wasn't meant to be long. I just wanted to share this with you, brothers and sisters. What's that? Habakkuk 2. Yup, Habakkuk 2:14. It says what? For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Right, and you know anything about water, it shape shifts into whatever is poured into. All right, and it covers every nook and cranny. So if you got a glass bowl, the water gonna be shaped like a bowl. It's gonna cover every nook and cranny of that bowl. If you have a glass box, it's gonna fill it up. It's gonna be in the shape of a box, and it's gonna fill every nook and cranny. The word have went out over the four winds into every nook and cranny, man. Nobody can say, well, I ain't know. I ain't never was presented with this stuff. You see what I'm saying? Nobody ain't gonna be able to say that. You know? And that, I just wanted to share this with you, brothers and sisters, because like, my goodness, I was like, man, it was crazy, and I knew it was all spiritual, man, but, I just wanted to share this with you, brothers and sisters, Lord willing, it was edifying to the next lesson. Shalom.